大家好，我是和平。China, the most populated country in the world. Well, that was up until a few years ago, but there are plenty of things you might think of when someone mentions the word China. The food, the clothes, places, and let's be honest, even memes or trends. I absolutely love everything Chinese culture has to offer, and this is a story about how I fell in love with this country and its culture. To understand everything better, we need to go back in time. 2020 to be precise. It was mid-pandemic and anime was blowing up. Suddenly, everyone was stuck in their houses, so of course we wanted a distraction. One day, I got banned from watching anime. That whole story is for another video, but I need to mention it briefly because as I was looking for something to distract myself, I began thinking, I can't watch anime anymore, but I used to love K-pop, and I still do, but I don't listen to BTS only anymore, so if K-pop and Korea was popular in 2017 and everyone loved it, and then Japanese culture in anime is popular right now, speaking as of 2020, then it only makes sense if China is next, right? I know it sounds dumb, but 12-year-old me really thought of this as a competition, and I started consuming every piece of media that was about China. I learned a bit of everything. One noon, I was wondering what kind of pop music they had. I knew C-pop was a thing, but again, I never really looked too much into it. I wrote some keywords into the search bar and pressed search. I found a few songs that were catchy and nice to listen, until I found the absolute gem of Sing Nu Tuan and their song Moonlight Thoughts. Those red outfits and dazzling fans captivated me right away. I guess you could say I became a fan of them. Anyways, this group led me to discover another Chinese song I still love to this day because of its rhythm. And funny enough, it's called Rainbow Rhythm. I adapted this song in Spanish because it brought me so much joy I wanted to sing it in my mother tongue. This hyperfixation on Chinese culture has brought me great things. First of all, I wanted to study in China, so logically I started learning Chinese. I downloaded an app and with a lot of patience and practice, I began to understand a few words and phrases. I wanted to be fluent in Chinese, and I remembered that the best way you can improve is by talking to a native speaker. Every time I look for language study partners, I try to introduce myself in that language. Unfortunately, I don't have much luck since 1 out of 10 of those people I message, usually girls, never answer or even check out what I wrote. I was ready to give up when I noticed I had been sent 3 messages. I was so excited to practice, I replied right away and tried to tell them about my country. You know, to exchange information about our cultures. One of the girls was named Zhilan. She told me her name came from a Chinese poem. She was fun to talk to and very understanding when you had questions about certain words and their pronunciation. One day, she stopped answering, so I figured she uninstalled the app. Next, we have Emily. She's so sweet, and just like Julan, she also helped me with my writing. I see her WeChat moments and we talk from time to time, just not as much as we did when we first met. And my best friend, my older sister, Yan Yan. I spoke so much with Yan Yan. One day she jokingly said I was like her little sister, and it stayed like that. I practice my Chinese with her and she practices her English. When I met her, I didn't have WeChat and I needed a QR code verification to access that app. When I told her this, she was hesitant at first, telling me that there are a lot of scammers in WeChat trying to get you to use QR codes that are false. I understood her concern and we kept talking in Instagram, but she also started to reply once in a blue moon. What had happened was that certain social media was blocked in China, so she had to use a proxy or VPN to trick the phone to think it was in a different territory. That was when she finally suggested I downloaded WeChat. She verified my QR code and ever since then, we've talked non-stop. We even bought things for each other, but we haven't had the chance to send anything yet because of the shipping price. A cool thing that happened to me while learning Chinese was that I got to go to a country fair. I noticed the Chinese stand had a hanfu hanging from one of the walls, and I was fascinated by it. I've always wanted to own one, but being realistic, it would cost a lot, and they don't sell them where I live. So I shyly said to them, "Is that a hanfu?" "Yes," they replied. "Yes." "Are you jealous of my mention?" "Yes." "Okay. Is that a hanfu?" "Yes," they replied. 我很喜欢汉服. As soon as I said that, their faces lit up and they replied, 你会说中文吗？不会不会，不过我的朋友是中国人. She teaches me a bit. They handed me a paper and said, you should definitely take Chinese classes. Your pronunciation is great. I felt really flustered, so I said, no, not really, but thank you. What started as a silly competition I had in my head has let me learn so many new things. I can communicate with Chinese people, even if it's just a bit. And I've discovered new literary genres such as xianxia, danmei, and baihe. And new hobbies I want to try. I would really love to buy a guqin. It has so much cultural meaning and the sounds it makes are so relaxing. I want to try it out myself. Also, M2 piercers. There are a lot of things. In summary, in this lifetime and any other, I would still choose China to be my hyperfixation. Hi, it's Heping. I want to say sorry because while editing this video, I noticed that I made a lot of mistakes in my English, such as conjugation errors and pronunciation. As you can hear, I am very, very nervous and somehow unexpressive with my voice. I will improve at that, but yeah, I just want to say sorry because it really, really bothered me, so I guess it will bother y'all. And yeah, thank you for seeing me, thank you for hearing me, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.